Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about transplantation, implantation, and explantation. So, first, I would like that you imagine the human body, okay? And you probably know that the human body is a complex structure and a living machine. And what will happen over the time is that parts can wear out, get damaged, and also fail due to disease. And in the medical field, medicine, to be more precise, has developed in so many ways, and today it's possible to repair, replace these parts, and usually through procedures known as transplantation, implantation, or explantation. Now, I would like to start with transplantation because I think that will be nice if we just follow this structure: transplantation, implantation, explantation. Okay, transplantation is also called grafting, and is known as the process of removing a tissue or organ from one part of the body, or even from another person, or more, even from another species, and place these parts into a new location to restore function. There are several and different types of transplants, depending on the genetic relationship between the donor and the recipient, and there are other things that I intend to cover in the future videos. But first, there is autotransplantation or autografting, and this is when the tissue is moved from one side to another within the same person. For example, the skin from a healthy part of the body might be grafted onto an area or a wound that was burned. Okay, since it's the patient, since is the all patient tissue, the risk of rejection is almost inexistent. Okay, now next common kind of a transplantation is the homotransplantation or allografting, and this is where this type of transplantation is where the tissue or organs come from a genetically different individual of the same species. And for example, kidney transplants or blood transfusions, that are the two of the most well-known examples. And the success here will basically depends on how closely the donor and the recipient match immunologically. Okay, so it's important to analyze the immune system, okay, here in this situation. And if the match isn't close enough, the recipient immune system will attack the new organ in what is called graft rejection. And finally, we have the heterotransplantation or xenografting. And here is where the organ transferred or even the tissue is made from different species, okay, across species. For instance, using a pig heart valve in a human body, okay, and this, of course, open so many possibilities, especially when the human donors are scarce, and it also poses major immunological challenges. Okay, and the body quite often sees such tissues as a foreign invaders, and what will happen is it will have a strong rejection response. So what determines whether a transplant succeeds or not? There are two key factors. First, the regenerative ability of the tissue. Tissues that can regenerate, let's say, easily, like skin or bone marrow, are more likely to thrive after transplantation. Second, and just as crucial, is histocompatibility, which is the degree of immunological similarity between the donor and the recipient. And the closer the match, the lower the risk of rejection. Now, not all the replacements come from living tissue, okay? This is important to know. Sometimes is used artificial parts, and this is called implantation, and it involves placing, let's say, man-made device into the body, such as artificial blood vessels, mechanical heart valves, joint replacements, or even electronic devices like pacemakers. And these implants can restore function and dramatically improve the quality of life. Okay, and this is also interesting because it will bleed the engineering with biology. Now, lastly, there is explantation. Okay, explantation is a technique used primarily in research, and this is when small pieces of tissue are taken from an organism and placed into a culture medium, either natural, like the blood plasma, or artificial. So scientists here can study them outside the body, which is extremely relevant for research. These tissues can come from embryos, like those in developing chicken eggs, or from adult organisms. And explantation helps us understand cell behavior, disease mechanisms, and also potential open possibilities for potential treatments. So, I hope everything is clear till this point. Okay. In summary, autografts, isografts, or allografts are used clinically to replace damaged or missing body parts. Xenografts and explants are more experimental, serving as a vital tools, to be honest, in medical and biological research. And implants will bridge the gap between biology and technology, offering long-term solutions for failing organs or systems, which is the topic that I like the most, to be honest. And all these techniques together represent what we have today, that is the modern medicine, where we have surgery, science, and the immune system intersecting, and in the quest to heal, restore, and understand life itself. So this is pretty much what I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.